Do you need a new gaming rig, or even something that's not too expensive but can be accommodated for the newest up-to-date components, even the high-end graphic cards that are really quite big? Well, we've got the case right here for you. Stick around if you want to find out more. So let's start at the top of the case and see what little functionalities we've got. So we've got fan controllers are here. So we've got one on the left hand side, one on the right hand side. We've got two USB 3s up to 5 gigabits per second at the top, and these are two USB 2s there. We've got a microphone jack, a headphone jack, we've got a power switch, we've got a reset switch, and it's got some LED lights so you can indicate that hard drive is working or you're about to turn it off. We've also got a filter at the top. So if I show you like this, we've got a filter at the top of the case, which is quite good, because I do say in many of my reviews samples of cases there's no filters at the top, and when there's no filters people think, oh, there's not meant to be filters at the top, but there is, because dust actually falls down, and if you're not using the computer, dust will start to fall in there and then nothing will happen, and then it will just create static electricity. So we've got a filter on the top, and then at the bottom we have filters at the bottom as well. So we've got some nice rubber feet to grip the actual table, and nearly fell off my arm. And then we've got two filters which are quite easy to get out, as you can see. And then you've got one at the back for the PSU as well. Now this case is quite unique. This is the P9 Antec obviously case. And Antec have always been able to do very good innovation on their cases, but I've never seen anything like this other than their other Antec case coming when it is a signature case. And it's got a big filter, but it's hidden inside the side, and then you just pull it out. Now this is quite easy. Everything's shut off, and the filter, if you want to change, it's obviously got two 120mm fans in there. You can actually pull this out, dust it off, or wash it off, dry it off, and then put it straight back in there without any sort of oh, I've got to take the two screws off and open up the side and then get in there and take the filter out. Look how simple that is. So that's like simple filters. It's really nice. It's like a chicken sort of wire. It's quite flexible and stuff, so that's pretty good. And it's got nice sort of handles, we can just put it out straight away of the case. Now, so you've got one filter here in the power supply, and you've got one filter here as well inside the case. That's including 4 filters plus one at the top. But let's talk about what we got in the back quickly. Oh, actually, let's talk about the front first. So I'll spin this around to the front. Breaking it. There's a bit of a finger smudging sensation going on there, so if you've got OCD and you just touch it, it's going to get smudgy. It's that sort of type of material. We've got the Antec logo here, and then we've got 5.25 inch free drives, so you can use them for CD or DVD drives if you still use them. If not, you can put one of these in, and this will be like a custom water cooling loop for the front, so you can take them out and it will just flow straight into the slot, so that'd be quite cool. Not sure if this moves yet. I'm going to try and take this front off and then we'll find out, but then we're going to work our way to the back and find out what kind of expansion slots we've got and fit how many graphics cards we can put in there, because this case is a medium sort of case, but it looks like it's got big for functionality. Feels really nice to pick up as well. So you've got your I/O bracket will go here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm guessing you can put 2 graphics cards in here, and you will definitely be able to put full-size graphics cards in there with no problem and with ease. You definitely can put a big power supply in there. It's got nice little, I can't remember what the material is. It's like rubber and like foam. It's a mixture of both, and it's like a dampening of the power supply. So if you're playing overclocked games or you're in a hot country, your fan starts to ramp up in speed, it's going to start to vibrate the case, so they've kind of thought about that as well. So I'm just going to take the sides off, and then we're going to have a look inside the case and see. Well, we'll start with the back first, and then we'll go to the front and see what we got with it. So the doors seem to come off quite easily, and they feel like steel. They've got like a dampening insulation inside. It's about 0.5 mm thick, So it's inside there, it's like a little plate to keep all the sound out if you've got any. That depends if you're using mechanical hard drives or anything like that. So if I turn it to the side, we've got room for 2 SSDs that you can slot in here. You can just, oh, didn't want to drop it like that, but you can just put it in there, and it's got like a finger width room, so about 1 centimetre and a bit to get your finger in there. So that means that you can have the cables and you can just put the solid state in the little caddies. It's got a nice cutout for your CPU cooler, so it could be water cooling, it could be air cooling, it's all there, or custom cooling, it's got that all there. And then you've got all the fan controllers here, and then nice connectors as well. So these are like 3-pin PEMWs, so that's fine. And you've got nice little Velcro straps which is pulled out really quickly, so that could become a bit annoying because the hole and where the cables are a little bit fiddly. And as you can see, I just about got it back on there. But anyway, you've got some really cheap, really thin cables that you can make the cable management really nice. And then you've got like a Molex connector, which I really hate because they should be SATA, which is a little bit thinner to put the case on. Because when you start putting loads of cables on and you've got loads of hardware in the case, the actual cables start to bulk out a bit. So you want to have as clean cable management as possible. It looks like you can put all solid state through here and all mechanical drives. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mechanical hard drives could go in there, or you could have 8 solid state drives plus that, so addition being 10. You've got a 2 centimetre width of cable management here. You've got nice grommet holes, no rubber fittings or anything like that, so the cables wouldn't cut against there. It's like it's been embroidered and bended over to make it feel really nice and comfortable for the cables, so no cutting into the cables if it comes a little bit tight. This is basically a toolless design, so it's meant to be made everything easier. And you've got a nice 1.5 centimetre up there and at the top here, and you've got 2 finger width into where the CD drives or DVD drives will be. And that's nicely out the way, or if you're water cooling or putting a pump in there if you're doing custom loop. And you've got a nice bit of room to hold the cables there, so if you had solid state drives here, everything will be nice and easy to use as cable management, so it would flow and there'll be perfect room there. So that's the back, talking about the back. The back looks really cool. I'm quite impressed with this case actually. Now I'm going to turn it to the front. And it feels like, oh, didn't realise I could just pick it up like that. So where the feet are, it's really hard to grab on normal cases, but they've made it easier because most of the central weight will be in the middle, so they made it easier like that. So I'm going to take the side off, and it's a nice window. It looks like plexiglass, but it looks like you have to be careful with this stuff because you can easily mark it and scratch it, which you don't really want. But if you're going to change it for a tempered glass, you could do, but then if you're using tempered glass, then it's going to bring the price up. But you can take the flaps and then literally pull the screen out. You can even get it custom wrapped if you really wish to do so. But as I'm saying, it's still smudgy and you have to clean it, but it looks like it's been sprayed pretty nice. It's not that galvanized metal, it feels like better quality, so that's quite cool. And then I'm going to check out what's in the case. So we've got HD audio like you normally do with your headers and your USB. So this USB 2, so you've got 2 of them on the front there, and you've got all of your like your header switches. So you've got power switch, reset switch, LED light, and hard disk activity light, and it's all braided in a nice cable. But as I'm saying, every damn case it still has these funny colours, so if you're going to try and match up your build, it's going to have these funny sort of looks. So get an extender for that and that'd be quite cool. USB 3 is blue, and that goes into your motherboard. And if I put a motherboard in there, oh, it's got nice little slots there as well, so you can hide some cables. Got another slot here. They've made the grommet holes slightly smaller, so it just makes it just a nicer bit of cable management, but you can do quite a lot with it. So you've got some thumb screws here, and this is where you're going to put your CD or DVD drives if you're still into that sort of thing, and then it's just easier without using a screwdriver or anything like that. And you've got removable cages where you can take the whole cage out itself and replace it somewhere else. So I'm guessing you can put it right here. If I pull this out, these are the drives, so this is what holds your mechanical drive in, or SSD, so that's pretty cool. So you've got your 2 120mm fans that are in the front here, and you can move the caddies out and then obviously just position them where you want, so you can take that out and you can really have a lot of space in this case. And basically you lift the top flap up, so I'm going to pull this out, and this is toolless, so there's no screws screwing it down or anything like that, but it looks like there's some screw holes there if you want to secure it, so if you take it to land height if you want. So those will be the screws there, and then you've got like a little sliding drawer here as well, so you make sure it slides in without any tools basically. And yeah, so I can move this around and I can put this down here, and then I could have my power supply here, and you can have your drives there, raid array if you wanted to. Get easy access to a 120mm fan. But I'm guessing if I done this as well, so if I pulled this caddy out as well, and say I just got rid of all these caddies and I had 2 solid state drives and maybe a custom loop or whatever I'm doing, I could literally put a 240 water cooling situation right here, and I can get rid of this as well if I unscrewed it, because it is screwed down. But I'm going to get the front off now. Oh no. Right. Wow, okay. So I've taken the front off of the case, and it wasn't challenging as much as what I thought it would be. It was quite simple, but it was just on there quite sturdy to make sure that everything was okay. So you got your fan filters there, which is really cool. I like it. And then you can just break these off and then put a CD and DVD drive in, or water cooling reservoir in the front there. And it looks like okay. Alright, so you can take the front off. So it's kind of modular. So I'm going to just take this off so I can show you what I'm talking about. So you could actually have you could have your case like that if you really wanted to. So if I was to put this back on, it's just easy and it clips back on, but it shows you like the little fans going on and stuff. I don't know why they've done that, but it's kind of modular, it's kind of cool. You can, if you've got RGBs going off, I don't know, I don't know what you could use it for, but I'm just going to close it back up. So you could definitely put one 240 on the front there, and that's how easy it is. That's shut off. And then, as I said about the caddies and everything like that, that's really quite modular. I really do like the fact that you can do that. I want to just talk about this quickly. So we've got a 120mm fan, which is on the back there, and then we've got the 7 expansion slots, and then we've got the nice sort of rubber, some sort of foam that holds the power supply on the bottom. You see there's like about 1.5 centimeters of height. That means you can turn your power supply down to the right way. You've got a dust filter, and you can definitely like clean the power supply, and it's raised up from the ground, or say if you had this on a carpet it'd be fine. It wouldn't get dusty or anything like that, and if it did, it wouldn't damage the power supply. So Antec really have thought about that situation right there. You got the standoffs already for your motherboard, so you can put a normal ATX motherboard in there. You can put a mini ATX or a normal ITX motherboard in here as well. So if you put a really small motherboard, you've got the big cutout and everything's fine, and it's going to be all easy access to get to cables and cut out grommet holes. As you can see, if you're using a very small motherboard, you've got like little grommet holes that you can have access to for the power supplies and everything like that. You can go water cooling and custom at the top. Now I've just got to work out how to get the top off. And once I've got the top off, then we're going to check to see how many fans that we can put at the top there. I found it really difficult, but I've just been pointed out that all I have to do is press that. And it's as simple as that, to pull it off the top. And I like, they've got A, B and C. So let's take it off. Okay, so we've got a nice little filter right here for the top. And it's like a mesh sort of feel, and to keep the case nice and clean, let's take off B, if I can get B off. How do you get B off? Where are you, B? There we go, so that's B, and we're going to get A off. So these are just like 5.25 1/4 inch drives. I don't understand. But yeah, that takes out that, and it's saying that I can put 120, another 120. It's saying that I could put, I could definitely use a 360 on the top of here, which is quite cool. I don't know if you could see that, but this case is kind of really light now. So on the top, I could put a 360 on there, or a 240, and a 120 at the back, and a 240 at the front, and that is super cool. It might even be able to put in even bigger fans at the front, so I could go with 140s on the front and have a 280 rad system going on. So that is really, really cool. I actually do like this case. Almost forgot that you can actually have external water cooling if you choose so. So if you're going to custom make your case and you want it to make it look like a car engine and you want the water cooling outside, then you can actually do it from outside. So you've got 4 little holes, and then easily just get a screwdriver and twist it and it will pop out. No problems whatsoever. I like the grills, they're quite fat, and I can't really see any problems getting to the EPS connector on any motherboard as well for the actual room. It looks like Antec have actually thought about this case pretty well. The case is not too expensive. I actually agree with this like type of price for this case, and I think definitely going to put like a build in there. I might even do something custom. I'll definitely get rid of all the cages because I wouldn't really need that many cages. But if you're like a bit of a video hoarder, then yeah, I suggest you get loads of solid state drives, whether it's mechanical or solid state. Get them and then fill them up. It's really cool. So this could be a professional use, or it could be for a gaming rig, and it can customize to any rig. So if I've got a motherboard here, you can see that I can get rid of the cages, or I can put the cage at the top, have the graphics card down into the right slot, so you can have it in the 16 times bus speed, and then you'd have enough room for the graphics card. It could be a Titan X in there or whatever. So thumbs up to Antec for thinking out the box and making a case that's very affordable and for professional use and gaming use. The only thing I don't like about this case is a finger smudge magnet. I hate it when it's like that and you have to clean it. But if you're not going to pick this case up that often, it doesn't really matter. But for a LAN party and stuff like that, it's going to get really dirty, especially the windowed version 1 as well, because you've got to be careful about obviously the price point of what it is not using the most expensive glass, or not glass, perspex, so that means it's easy to get scratched and stuff like that and smudged. But other than that, for the price point, I would definitely go and purchase this case because it's really well made, it's really strong and really well built. So if you like this video and you thought it's helpful, or you want to ask me any more questions about this case, leave them down in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share the video.